Hello and welcome to another Trailside Dukes podcast. Thanks for being here with us. We've got a jam-packed session today, don't we, Tony?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I think what we want to do is, before we get into everything, I think what we need to do is remind everybody of our poll that we have out there, right? About the geese. It was a question of the week. And what was the question again?
If you were in the old WWE, WWF for you old guys.
Yeah.
WWF was the best, by the way.
It was.
Oh, yeah. Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who that was?
Macho Man.
Okay.
Macho Man.
You're Macho Man.
Yeah,
nice.
With a little woo.
I grew up in Calgary. A
Ric
lot
Flair.
of the wrestlers that ended up in WWF were from the Calgary Stampede Wrestling.
No kidding.
Dude, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Really?
All those guys are from Calgary. And so big WWF fan. And but okay, back to our question.
Yeah, what was the question?
If you were in a cage match,
okay,
with geese, right? So if it's
full adult geese,
and they're coming at you, they're mad, and it's you or the geese. How many could you take?
I said 6.
Right, that's your new number. That's your new sports.
That's my goose number 6.
And dude, you got to put that on your back when you play pickleball and tennis.
We don't have a number for pickleball or tennis.
Start something.
I'm not gonna try to start that.
Number 6.
Nobody will let me play with them if I do that.
So 7 geese would kill you.
Well, I think 6 could almost take me down.
Right,
but I think I come out of there still.
You were erring
with
on
a
the
pulse.
side of
yeah.
That's okay.
And you said 50.
Right.
So we need
let us
to know.
know.
Yeah, let us know. You guys can do the podcast poll on the audio podcast. It should be up there where you have some selections that you can make. Hey, if you're on the YouTube channel, then go ahead and put it in the description. Let us know. And if you want, you can even email us. What the heck? Trailsidedukes@gmail.com.
Good way. Send us some your poll stuff. And I'm mad. If you got a question of the week for us to share, let us know. Be fun.
Let's do it. Okay. Well, let's start off with the Grey Cup. We had a battle this last weekend, didn't we? Yeah.
Awesome game. So me and my buddy Brian watched that, and Montreal was the underdog. Winnipeg's won 3 of the last 4 Grey Cups. Game was in Hamilton, packed stadium. And the game's winding down. Montreal's down. They need a touchdown to win. Ooh. And so they score. I got the player's name here. It's Cody Fajardo, University of Nevada, Reno graduate, quarterback for Montreal, drives him down the field. Throws a touchdown pass with 6 seconds left. The receiver catches it, Corey, in the end zone. And what's funny is you see the uprights right there, because our uprights are right at the zero yard, right behind the touchdown line.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah. Yep, big touchdown.
So did it cause he didn't catch it?
He caught it.
Oh, he did?
Montreal wins, 6 seconds left. Something funny about so many Super Bowls or championship games come right down to the wire, and that was another one, just an exciting brand of football. And it was a lot of fun. It was cool.
Awesome. Okay. So what do they get? What is do you know what they get at all when they win? Okay.
Yeah, well, they get a bonus.
Okay.
Just like the NFL Super Bowl guys, they get a bonus. Obviously not as much, but they get a bonus. And you get to drink some beer out of the Grey Cup.
That's the thing,
We'll have to flash up a pic. The Grey Cup's like the Stanley Cup. It's an The CFL is older than the NFL. Obviously, the NFL started with a merger of the AFL and NFL, I think in the 60s. But the CFL's been around since the 1920s, 30s.
Wow.
It's old. And then they have the RCMP guys come out with the Grey Cup, bringing it out onto the field.
They have the gloves on and stuff, kind of like the Stanley.
Yep, totally.
Deal. Okay.
Totally.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing each guy gets a chance to, whatever.
Pictures, take a chug out of there, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So the Grey Cup, there we go. Is there a favorite team? I mean, you said there were 8 teams in the league. Is there a favorite for next year? Would it be Montreal because they won it this year? Or does it change so much that it's hard to kind of...
Montreal wins it all. I think they're favorites. Winnipeg's always up in there. And
really?
My team, the Calgary Stampeders, were not so good this year. But, as a fan, unlike you, Corey, I stick with my team. It's so,
Oh, I said, what? What are you talking about?
You're not even picking the Kraken, which, by the way, the Kraken lost to the Flames this week in overtime.
Yep.
It was a great game. I watched that one, too.
I saw that score.
But, I stick the Flames, they're getting hot. They're climbing the ladder. So that's my team.
They are. We mentioned that last time, and the Kraken are driving me nuts. They just keep picking up these 1 points. They're going into overtime with every single team.
Yep.
And there was a stat the other week where the Kraken were going, it was like 8 out of 10 or 11 games they were leading.
Yeah.
And they dropped the lead and they would lose the game.
Yep.
In overtime or something.
Yeah, so you're mad.
So, I didn't pick them to win the conference, and there was a reason for that, but I still like them. Yeah. And
you're logical.
I'll stick with them.
You're more logical with your picks, whereas I'm more heartfelt with my picks.
I'm very heartfelt with my football pick, like for the NFL. Like I stick and stay ever since. Yeah. Okay. That'll never. It may not ever happen, but we'll see.
Right.
You gotta.
They're up there. They're one of the top teams. The Dolphins.
I'm a very loyal
good.
Guy, dude.
I can tell.
Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we should talk about a little basketball. We're getting into the basketball season
for sure.
So I'm cool if we want to talk a little Zags. That's another team I'm loyal, with and about, and a lot of our listeners are too in our area.
Yeah, love the Zags.
Pronounced Gonzaga for anybody.
Gonzaga.
East of the Mississippi.
It's fun to hear different announcers.
It is kind of funny.
Gonzaga.
Yeah. It is hilarious. So right now, Zags started the season off very well. Right now they're over in Maui. So we're going from the Grey Cup in Canada to the warmth of the Hawaiian Islands.
Yes.
So they lost a close one to Purdue just the other day. They were up at halftime, but then lost to Purdue. Couldn't hold them off. And then they won their game earlier against, right after that, they beat Syracuse. And so they're going to be taking on UCLA. And, by the time we get this out, that game will be over. But hopefully the Zags can pull it off.
Go Zags. Yep. Anton Watson played great.
Yep. I think they're today. Starting to figure out their team and what it's going to look like with rotations, with one of their big guys out that came from Eastern. Over this year. So he's out for the season. So now Mark's trying to figure out where to plug and play guys and what matchups.
They mixed it up. The Croat, Luka, he got some minutes.
The Croatian sensation.
Yeah.
He's been getting in some time.
Yeah, as a freshman, that's pretty good.
So one of the things I noticed with Luka is when I'm at the games,
does the song come into your head?
I just get excited because I know you would be excited. So stand up and cheer, and we're gonna have to go and take a Croat flag, all right?
Take the Croatian flag for sure. I wonder if we could get that whole arena singing "My name is Luka."
We might have a chance as long as you don't start it.
Right.
So the Zags will be back home from their island retreat and games. They're going to be back on Tuesday, the 28th.
Fun.
So they'll be back home and taking on Cal State Bakersfield.
Okay.
So there we go.
Go Zags.
Well, another awesome thing that is happening right now is the FCS playoffs for college football. Pretty exciting. Sure. I know a lot of people are interested in the FBS, but I think the FCS is just as exciting.
Fun.
We have some fun teams in there. You'll hear about the Vandals, Montana State, South Dakota State, North Dakota State, like all these teams. And then you got a lot of good Texas teams in there, Delaware, stuff like that. So top 8 seeds get a bye the first round. And so I know Montana was a 2 seed, Idaho was a 4 seed, and Montana State was a 6 seed.
Yeah.
So they all get byes through the first round, and then they'll play winners of some of these other games that we have here. Let's see here, just so I can get it.
Well, and I'm going to make a shout out to my man Luke McLaughlin, Coeur d'Alene kid that plays linebacker for Furman.
They're in it.
Yep. Oh yeah, they're highly ranked. South Carolina, I believe.
They have a bye. They're a number 7 seed.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yep.
They went 9-2 this year.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. So Furman will play the winner of Chattanooga and Austin Peay.
Oh yeah.
And then Montana is going to play the winner of Lafayette and Delaware. So that'll be interesting. So Furman could actually end up playing Montana if they both win that first.
Montana. Oh, I know the McLaughlin family would be there.
That'd be cool.
Dad was a stud linebacker for Boise State back in the day. They called him the Stork.
The Stork?
Yep. Matt
What, was he delivering stuff?
No, he's just his body frame. His body frame,
like delivering.
He was just lanky and stretched out for a linebacker, inside linebacker.
Yeah. Okay.
And he had the record for most tackles for Boise State for a long time. He was a stud.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Nichols and Southern Illinois will play, and the winner of that will see Idaho.
Fun.
On December 2nd.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was this? South Dakota State is the heavy favorite. They're the number 1 team. They've gone undefeated this season. They'll play the winner of Gardner-Webb and Mercer. So we'll see how that shapes out.
Fun.
So there you go. There's some 3 Big Sky teams in there.
Yep.
Pretty awesome, right?
I think there's more.
Sacramento State's also in there too. Yeah, they play North Dakota to see who will move on and play South Dakota, the number 3 seed.
Bisons are always good.
Yeah, they are. I mean, lots of good teams. Fun tournament for football. I think it's a fun one to watch, and we had the pleasure of being able to go and sit in a box this last week at the Idaho game. They played your Idaho State Bengals.
Oh my gosh, the Bengals took one on the chin. Yep.
They took more than one on the chin. They took almost 60-something.
21-0 into the first quarter. But
I think it was 28.
28-0.
Yeah.
But, I'm an alum, played at Idaho State. And
you got to root for them, right?
Of course.
Yeah, that's your team.
I caught my heat because I was wearing some Idaho State gear. I caught heat from a lot of Vandals fans.
Oh, I don't think I have a picture. I should have taken a picture, but Perka was wearing the string backpack thing with a big Bengal face on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I called it his trick-or-treat bag. It looked
One of my buddies that I played football with, Jack Horton, his son plays D-line for Idaho State, Cortland Horton. And unfortunately, Cortland was hurt, but he's a team captain, so he did walk out on the field.
Oh, cool.
Kid's a stud. And, I just get a feeling from Idaho State. They made big improvements. I mean, they got.
They beat some decent teams.
They lost to Montana by 7 points.
Yeah, awesome. Tough, another tough, conference to play in.
Yeah,
so good teams that can take anybody out. And we talked about it last week in the Carroll Corner. So
just like the Frontier League. Frontier League, Montana Tech lost to Dickinson State, and so the next big game coming up in the Frontier Conference is C of I plays at Western, so that'll be a real interesting one to see.
That'll be a good matchup, right?
Yep,
Couple of good ones there.
Fun.
Well, speaking of, we'll get into the Carroll Corner here just in a second.
Right.
But we actually met a couple of dudes in the box next to us,
studs,
that saw your hat and started yelling out Carroll stuff, and we're like, what's going on? And then we start talking.
Well, they yanked the shirt down.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden one of them has a Carroll tattoo.
Yeah.
And we were like, whoa, we got to talk to this guy. So luckily we had our microphone there, and we were ready to go. And so
Trailside Dukes is always prepared. We had the microphone ready for who knew what would come up, and we got a great interview with two brothers that played at Carroll. Have some amazing things to say about Carroll, and obviously, U of I as well, because one of the brothers has for U of I, 2 sons playing for U of I. So, pretty fun interview, Corey. What do you think?
Well, let's go right into that, and let's go into Carroll Corner.
Let's do it.
So, it was funny because from my perspective, you guys were yelling back and forth, and they're like, "Hey, we love Jack Perka," and you're like, "Yeah, that's my kid." And then all of a sudden, you guys were best friends.
Yep, those guys have fun singing songs in that box next to us, and I'm a big fan of them. They're cool guys.
So at halftime, we rolled over there. Perka grabbed the mic, I grabbed the camera, and then we were able to chat with these fellas. And they both played there, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, yep. Definitely a heart for Carroll. Pretty cool. Should we play that interview?
Yeah, let's roll it.
Okay.
Trailside Dukes live at the U of I Idaho State game, and we've got the McCormick brothers. Carroll College football players. Their son plays for U of I. Fellas, how you doing?
We're doing good. We got a great game.
Couldn't be doing much better with the score at halftime.
Amazing score. Like, Vandals are kicking some ass, and your son plays for the Vandals.
Yes, sir. Both my sons play safety, Tommy and Sean.
Badass. So, I get it. Like, as a parent, you're all in.
100%.
All in. I played at Idaho State, so I've got a couple Idaho State things on. But, living in Coeur d'Alene, it's Vandals country. And, dude, how proud are you?
So proud. I mean, wherever they played, Idaho, Carroll College, we love them and we support them 100%.
Yeah. Well, hey, can we see the tattoo? Can we see the tattoo? Yeah, baby, go Saints! So, what years? When did you guys play for the Saints?
I played for Carroll College 89 to 92 for Bob Petrino.
Yep.
And I played for the Saints 2008 2012 for Mike Van Diest.
Okay, frickin' those are legendary times for the Saints. You got a quick story, something about shout out to some buddies, teammates when you played?
Well, when I was a freshman, Troy Purcell, he's the head coach at Carroll. He was a fifth-year senior, and he was like the man to me. And he had played with Paul, and it was just an honor to be with those guys at Carroll College. But when you're 18 years old, you just keep your mouth shut and move forward.
That's awesome.
The current offensive coordinator for Carroll is Alex Banasteel, and he was a guard when I was at Carroll, and he was one of the guys that we leaned on a lot going forward with the offense. But he was a dude, especially me being on the defensive side, that taught me a lot as far as what I need to know going forward, being a Saint and doing those kind of things. So Alex Banasteel, I'd give him a shout out as far as the things that he taught me going forward.
So, yeah, Coach Fanny, all the kids call him Coach Fanny. Love him. Freaking superstar. He's the OC. He's a big part of the culture at Carroll, and my son loves him. They're a stud team. They didn't quite make it this year, but the culture. You know what I mean? They're there, and U of I. You've gone to the games, stuff talk to me about your sons playing at U of I and doing stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, when my oldest came here, Troy was still coaching here, and he was a big influence in them coming, and Paul Petrino was here. And since they've been here, we've had a great experience. And then Tommy came in the next year, and it's been a great experience. But, the connections with Carroll College and the Saints has run deep, and they probably wouldn't be here without that.
Yeah, going forward, again, Coach Banasteel, Fanny, he's that perfect bridge between the current kids we got on the team now and the culture we had, because Banasteel was on those teams that had a lot of success, and we won one in 2010. Banasteel was there with us at that point, but understanding the culture we like to, I guess as the older guys, portray onto the younger guys, and understanding what the winning culture is, I think there isn't too much, or I guess there isn't a better guy out there than Coach Fanny that can show them what we expect out of guys in sort of a winning tradition.
Well, frick, we were just next door to you guys, and you saw my Carroll hat, and frickin' shout outs to go Carroll College, go Vandals, How fun, you guys.
No doubt. We follow Jack Perka and the Coeur d'Alene connection and Troy Purcell, and go Saints, go Vandals. Let's see some people kick some butt.
Go Saints!
Yeah, I showed him the tattoo earlier. That's how I saw the hat, and I had to let him know that we got this, and this was Sean Bloomquist. He was a linebacker, All-American, couple times over for the Saints, but we got this as a sign of brotherhood, so we understand what it means to be a Saint going forward in a winning tradition. So we appreciate you guys coming over and give us a little bit of time.
Well, you guys will be on the Trailside Dukes podcast. I instantaneously love you guys. So let's go Vandals, go Saints. Thank you, guys.
No doubt. Thanks, Tony.
Super cool.
Thanks,
I
Tony.
appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
All right, so that was pretty cool to run into those fellas. Awesome
Fun.
energy, and it was just a fun game, fun halftime, talking to them, getting to know them. So I'm pretty sure we'll see them again.
Yep.
And
they're subscribers. They want to hear about Carroll stuff. They
There we go.
love the Carroll Corner. Should we roll into some of the other stuff?
yeah, I think we were talking basketball season. So
Wait, I got some football stuff, Corey.
Okay. We got some awards.
We still
that
got some
were won.
football,
Okay,
so-
well, let's cover that, and then we'll go into the basketball.
Yeah, Frontier
Okay.
Conference has come out with, they're all conference people. And so one of the cool honorable mentions is linebacker Ben Held. He gets the Athlete Service Award. Cool dude, does a lot for the community. And then all conference first team is Carson Ochoa. We got Hunter Meechan, Garrett Warden, and Tug Smith. And
those are some of the guys you talked to during the season.
Yep. We interviewed we interviewed
I recognize
Carson
those names.
and Garrett. And on earlier episodes, great dudes. And second team, Connor Quick, Hunter Peck, and Tucker Jones. And just a little bit like some cool stuff, right? So the Saints tied for the second most all first team, all conference selections. Carson Ochoa led all tight ends in nearly every receiving statistic, just a stud. Hunter Meechan, one of the most veteran players in the conference. He started every game for the Saints in the last 3 seasons. Just a stud, anchoring that left side of the Carroll line. Garrett Warden, he's one of the most dominant defensive linemen in the league. Always gets double teams. Just a stud. 22 tackles, 3.5 tackle for losses, 1.5 sacks for his career totals. Tug Smith, one of the toughest players in the league.
What's Tug's position?
So Tug, he's in the secondary, right?
Okay.
Was named
Was he a
Defensive
safety
Player
or
of the
something?
Week. Yep, he's right in there. 50 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, interception, 4 pass breakups. Connor Quick, another veteran on the offensive line, one of the most respected in the league. I know Jack just talks about all of his linemen with just how hard they work. This kid was a huge player in the run game and just clearing paths.
There's an argument.
Stud.
There's an argument. Sorry I interrupted.
No,
but
that's okay.
I get excited about offensive
I
linemen.
agree.
There's an argument that those are the smartest dudes on the field.
Big time.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, your son played O-line, and when you
Right.
play at Coeur d'Alene, those O-line coaches, they just work their butt off, right? So, Coach Schaefer, Coach Brown, Coach Donovan, if it doesn't happen at the O-line, then your play is nothing, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
those kids have to be coached up and take ownership and make calls at the line, and playing O-line it's huge, right? And what's funny is it being in education and seeing a bigger kid in middle school, and and I've coached middle school football. It's those bigger kids, they want to play tight end, they want to play, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And the kids buy in eventually, just because you're dude, you're not a receiver. Sorry, too bad, so sad.
Right, we can use this somewhere else.
But I think as a young kid, once they start playing that position, they start realizing how important it is to plays. And that's the O-line. It's dirty, it's grimy, but very smart. Yeah, fun.
Sorry I interrupted you.
It's
there.
okay.
I got excited.
Second team, Hunter Peck. This kid's amazing.
Yeah.
just a stud. It's crazy to see, like, it almost seems like that kid's held on every play, but he's still, even like going through, 6.5 sacks, 40 tackles, 9 tackles for loss. If kid flies around. Tucker Jones, same thing, flying all around. Led the team in tackles, 66 tackles, 41 assisted, 25 solo, 1 sack, 2 pass breakups. And then Ben Held, the champion of character for the conference. He was terrific on the field. Yep.
What an award.
Yeah, he's fully involved with
well-rounded
service organizations. Yeah. Vice president, treasurer of Carroll Special Olympics Club.
Really?
Pretty neat kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, everybody's great, and that's just that's pretty cool. A lot of great awards there.
Yep. Character's a big part of the Carroll culture. Super fun. Should we go into basketball now?
Let's do it.
Okay.
They're off and rolling.
I know. So men's basketball, 3-3. And Jack speaks fondly of this guy, Andrew Cookie Cook. So Cookie is...
Oh, I like that. Here we go.
Cookie's a stud, right?
I like Cookies.
Big, tall kid. They lost in overtime to Eastern Oregon, which we don't like to lose to them, 73-69. But, Cookie was battling. Kendall Moore with 11 points. James Long, 11 points. And Gooey Pedra, 8 points.
Wait, there's a Cookie and a Gooey?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
I know.
Wow.
That's a good combo.
Man, this is like the team of desserts.
Yeah, like at the Coeur d'Alene Resort, you can get a
cookie in your gooey.
In your gooey. Yeah. Right. They got good names at Carroll.
Oh, I like it. This is
last game,
sweet.
I know. Last game, they beat Walla Walla University, 89-71. Listen, Cookie, 22 points.
Boom.
I know. He's lighting them up. Carroll shot 50%.
Wow.
In that game. Kendall Moore 15, Gooey 14, and then Murat Guzalechuk.
Was that like Gooey to the second power?
Maybe. 10 points.
Hopefully we're saying it right.
So men's team, you know what I mean? They battled, lost an overtime game, won the last one. They're 3-3. They're rolling.
Who do they have next? Do we know?
I don't know that.
Oh.
I'll have to check that out.
Okay.
When I researched it said they have a little bit of a break. So thanks for putting me on the spot.
Well, I mean, it's Thanksgiving break, right? And so they'll come back from break, and then we'll get it figured out.
Women's team. Another great team.
Doing?
They're 4-2.
Wow.
Beat C of I. We like to beat the Yotes.
Okay.
64-56.
Yes.
They had a 3-win week this past week.
Oh.
Jamie Pickens, this last game against the Yotes, scores 23. Kendall Keller, 14. Izzy Erickson, 11. And Willa Albrecht with 6. They played. They didn't come out great against C of I, but you've seen that all the time in basketball, right? It's like, you come out cold, but then second half they just took it over.
Yeah, you find your groove, or you get some turnovers and possession changes, and they flip it.
Yep, they're a super exciting team. And they've got upcoming the Thanksgiving Classic, where they play against Lewis and Clark State. And
down in Lewiston.
No, it's at Helena.
Oh, it is.
But they have these teams coming in for their classic
tournament.
Yep.
Okay.
So Lewis and Clark State, Southern Oregon University.
Beat the Warriors.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Cool.
So go Saints.
Did you want to plug the fundraiser real quick?
Yes, let's do it.
To finish out the Carroll Corner?
Let's finish out, reminding people that the Tricia McCullough fundraisers December 16th in Coeur d'Alene at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds.
Yeah, put it on the calendar.
Yeah, baby. Go Saints.
Okay. Well, one thing I think we should talk about real quick before we go into maybe an I'm Mad segment and Cool Friends.
Right.
Because we got some great ones coming up.
For sure.
I think we need to talk a little bit about the Coeur d'Alene High School football team making it to the state championship.
Yep.
Right?
So for a team unranked at the beginning of the year, right? They didn't make the playoffs last year.
Right.
Post Falls was favored, blah, blah, blah. and Post Falls is a good program.
Great program.
I'm a fan of
good
that
kids.
program. Yep.
Yeah, they're doing good stuff there.
Yep, fan. But, Coeur d'Alene just kind of kept plugging away. Beat Rigby earlier in the season, lost to Rocky, They make a quarterback change, kind of a big deal, run with a sophomore. But that defense has just, you've heard this before, right? Defense wins championships.
Yep, we've said it a couple times.
I mean, they beat Eagle in the semifinals 7-6.
Right.
I mean, unbelievable.
Huge defensive battle.
Go into the state game against Highland. It's a huge rivalry with Highland. It always seems in the playoffs that, those two teams are going to match up, and it's happened a few times for the championship.
And it always seems like it happens in Holt Arena, your old stomping ground.
I know.
Why?
I don't know.
It's just the way it happens.
Yep, and they get the home field advantage because they played like 3-4 games there this season, and whatever, right? But
hey, you'll play anybody anywhere, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's the Coach Amos way. Is they travel all the time. I mean, gosh. They went to Eagle the week before. They got to go to Pocatello the week after. They've traveled all over in Washington this season, and that's just how you build character with knowing, like, okay, you're going to travel in the playoffs, so you better get used to it.
Ready.
And, man, they battled. So 35-28, they lost to Highland. It was a back-and-forth game, like back and forth, and big plays happening on both sides, and Highland made one more extra big play, kind of scoring near the end, and kudos to Highland. It's I know you talk to the Coeur d'Alene coaches; they have a lot of respect for Highland, and it goes back and forth. There was a cool article on it in the paper, just talking about the respect and the tradition of those two teams playing each other, and so as a Coeur d'Alene Viking coach and fan, pretty proud of those kids. I think everybody in this town is like, you know what I mean? It sucks that you lost. But how they got there and what they did is nothing to hang their heads about. Pretty amazing stuff.
Right. And lots of returners next year, I think. Kind of a younger team that
watch out.
Through.
Watch out, Idaho. Coeur d'Alene's right back in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Fun.
Well, we can move on to We Have Cool Friends Before I'm Mad. How's that sound?
We have cool friends.
Yeah. One of our cool friends was actually a defensive end that played for the Vandals this last weekend. So I was able to catch up with our buddy Sam Brown and went down on the field after the game, got to interview him.
Because you had a mic.
I had the mic that you brought to the game. We got it in there.
I know.
So interviewed him. Had his mom there, his girlfriend. So
awesome.
I think what we'll do is just get a post-game interview. This was before we knew what was going to happen with the Selection Sunday, the day after. So I think maybe we should we roll it now and take a look and see what he had to say.
Fun for people to listen to Sam Brown, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Corey here with Trailside Dukes, and we have defensive end Sam Brown with us. Hey, Sam, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Big W for the Vandals. Feeling good.
Nice. Well, first thing I want to ask you is tell us about your journey in becoming an Idaho Vandal and playing defensive end.
Yeah, so from Spokane Valley, Washington, really, Idaho was the only place that gave me an opportunity. They gave me a walk-on opportunity, and I came in first year, and I really didn't know how I was going to fit in. Got moved around to D-tackle immediately as soon as I got here. Was putting on weight like nobody's business, eating 5 meals a day.
Wow.
Yeah. I was not always fun. Some days was throwing up on the way to class, but I was able to put on some weight. My first coaching staff when I was here that gave me my preferred walk-on got fired, and so we were fortunate to have Coach Eck come in, and he saw something in me and gave me an opportunity. And after our spring game my sophomore year, or my redshirt freshman year, spring game after my freshman year, so the first spring after the first fall.
Okay.
Worked hard all spring, worked my way up the depth chart, and then in the spring game they awarded me with a scholarship, which was pretty sweet. It was one of the coolest moments of my life, I think.
So tell me, I know it's tough to lose a coach, right? You come on to a program, you are on board with whatever coach you have, and that's like the direction, right? But then change of coaches. I've got to see Coach Eck and got to meet him. Tell us and the viewers a little bit about like what he's brought to the team and just the difference in what you've seen, playing for him.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just he brings a lot of – I feel like the team's got better camaraderie. I think we'll do a bunch of stuff that's not related to football, just kind of building friendships and family. Yeah, and so that's really cool. And then along with that, I think some of the things we overemphasize is just communication and over-communicating, and I think that sort of leads to transparency, and you never are wondering what's going on. It doesn't feel like there's ever any politics, and so that's been good definitely for the culture. And then I think just his drive, I think they're never quite satisfied, and so that drive to win all the time and always be better, never settling is something that he really brings to the table too.
Nice. Okay, let's talk about this game where you guys just blew up Idaho State University. Held them to under 100 yards rushing, I think it was, man. Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at the board. I think it was like almost 59 yards rushing. I mean, you guys shut them down. Big energy coming out of the gate. Lots of action on both sides of the ball. Pretty exciting stuff. Tell me what you saw when you were out there, and maybe what the game plan was coming out that you guys had.
Yeah, so we knew they were mainly passing offense, so we knew we had to get after the passer a little bit. I think the energy was great. I think we had a tough loss last week, kind of got players together, a bunch of great player leadership that's come out of a couple of losses this year, and I think we just really wanted to go have fun and prove to ourselves and everybody else that, what team we really are and, could be when we play to our highest level. So, yeah.
Right. Okay. So next we have the playoffs, right? So we don't know where everything stands, right? We still got other games. We got selections coming up tomorrow. We know you guys are in, right? Possibly a first round bye, a home game. Tell me about the excitement that you have just being able to play in, postseason kind of stuff.
Yeah. So last year it was awesome to make it to the postseason. I think. For the first time in years. I mean, it was only my second year at Idaho.
We got the banner up here. It's been almost 30 years.
It's been a long time. So that was pretty sweet. I think, unfortunately, that first loss, some of the guys that really took me under their wing when I got here, that was the end of the road for that team and those guys. So I know going into this, we definitely don't want to repeat that, and we want to make a big run. So. And this year it's not about getting to the playoffs. It's about making a playoff run.
Right.
It's been about that all season. So it'll be exciting to see what we do and accomplish. And I think it just comes down to doing all the little things every day.
All right. So we have Mom here with you. We see a lot of family in the stands coming down and supporting you, right? So the big question I have for you is tell me about the support system that you have. It's very important for football players. Talk about the family and the support that you've had along this journey.
Oh, it's been amazing. Even from when I was a kid, just putting me in sports, taking me to all the sports when I was playing 4 sports at a time. And at the time, I don't think I realized it, but how much of a commitment that is, and how much of a time commitment and financial commitment that is. So, very grateful for that. And now that I'm playing at college, I think it's awesome to be able to share these memories with them and have them come and visit every week. And got to put on a show for my mama.
And Mom, how is it like watching him go through the process, walking on, right? I would call them maybe early struggles, right? Or challenges, right? Trying to make the team. Talk to us about that and what you've seen in your boy.
Oh my goodness. Well, I've seen a ton of growth. I mean, he's always been a gritty player with whatever he's doing. And so when he told us that he was coming to walk on at University of Idaho, we were like, okay, you got this. And, so like the first month was rough. I would have to listen to him on FaceTime and see his bruises and see how beat up he was and his swollen hands and tell him to keep going. And then we'd get off the phone and I was a nervous wreck. But, we've celebrated some great times when he got his scholarship offer and just watched him progress, and it's been amazing.
Awesome. Now we have playoffs, and then I understand like a 3-year anniversary over here behind the camera. Is that right?
Yeah. Pretty amazing. Thanks, Liz. Thanks.
Why don't you come on in here?
I'm getting in.
Yeah, 3 years. Did this start back in CV days, right? Little Bears?
Yeah, it did. He was a senior in high school. I was a freshman in college at SFCC, and I met him at a Halloween party.
Go Sasquatch.
Yeah.
A Halloween party?
Yes, a Halloween party.
Okay. What were we dressed up as?
I was dressed up as SWAT. I don't know what you were dressed up
That was a nightmare. I had some jorts, some cowboy boots, maybe like I don't know if it would be 80s or 70s style, like retro hat.
So what is that? It's just like a hodgepodge of just awesomeness?
Yeah, so this might be kind of funny. So I went to like Spirit Halloween the night of Halloween, which is a horrible mistake. I really wanted to be like Spider-Man, but they didn't have any Spider-Man costumes left.
They were all gone.
Yeah, so I just kind of threw together what I had in my my room at home. So that's
sounds pretty close to what you had.
Yeah.
And this caught your attention.
Very much so. It was like most of it was neon. But he had a friend in one of my classes, and she was like, I have this boy, you should meet him. He's a real mama's boy. I think you'd really like him. And first thing at the party, she's like, oh, that's him. I'm like, what's he supposed to be? And that was exactly what he said to me. Was, oh, they didn't have any more Spider-Man. So I just picked this up off my floor.
That's a great pickup line.
It was pretty sweet. 3 years later.
Here you guys are. Awesome. Good job.
Dress is the same.
That's awesome. All right, so that was pretty fun, and I think
Cool kid.
Yeah, awesome kid. I love his story. Just started out as kind of a walk-on with the previous coach. Has a coaching change, got to adapt to that and work hard, and then gets a scholarship from the new coach.
I love that story.
And is able to, now he's on the defensive line starting. And
When you think of like, how when we ask people like life philosophy, how many times do we hear, do you just work hard, don't quit? And that's Sam Brown. I mean, that filters through the whole team, right? It's pretty cool.
It does, and it's neat to see him lead the team chant at the end of the game when they get the victory. So, good for them. I know it had to happen in the last game when your guys,
okay.
the Bengals were there, but oh well. But good luck to him and his team as they move into the playoffs, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, baby.
Well, it seems like we have a repeat offender on I'm Mad, right? Should we do I'm Mad?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Should we look at the email? What do we get? We're definitely doing I'm Mad.
Let's take a look here. We have this...
my man, Travis.
Yep, there
He's
it
back
is.
on.
He's back on. So he says, hey, guys, sorry to bother you again.
Wait, this is Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, sorry, Travis Kelce.
Okay.
So says, sorry to bother you again. Just had a rough game last night and felt like I needed to write in because I'm mad. I dropped a ball on a drive that could have given us the win, and I'm just mad that we had to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. Travis, I get it, man. It's not just you. There were a couple other plays that could have gone differently that would have changed the game and maybe the outcome of the game. And I don't know if you saw it, Travis, but Sirianni was just some of his gestures during the game. I don't know if you saw this, Tony, but it kind of gets to me a little bit too, where I'm like, okay, somebody needs to, take care of this team kind of thing. And the Eagles are playing great, but some of the things I saw, I'm just more of like, act like you've been there kind of thing.
Right.
And it's cool to be excited and stuff like that. I get that. And you want to keep your team, pumped up in a close game like that. A lot of emotions, but for me, it's like, celebrate with your team in the locker room or something. You don't need to be doing some of these things during the game. So
show the kids
I get
how
it,
it's played
Travis.
right.
I get it, Travis.
Well, Travis fumbled, so I get why you're mad, Travis. That was a big fumble, and And plus, you got your brother factor who's playing for the other team. And so, you know
Fun
what I
game.
mean? And you got that factor. And then, you know, you got Taylor up in the box, like, and she's not happy. So, your anger is kind of like
Mom was there,
multiplying.
too.
I know. And then we got all these Swifties that are mad.
No Campbell's Chunky
So-
Soup for you today.
Trav, you got to do a little better so that we're not getting the Swifty clan mad. I don't want to see a bunch of Swifties running around.
Do you think?
that are
I mean,
angry.
I'm sure he's able to turn that off, right? In game time, turn it off and just focus on the game. But who knows? There's a lot of stuff going on.
Well, something happened with their receivers because, I think, I'm surprised that it wasn't Mahomes that wrote in that he's mad because his receivers.
Well, he's not blaming anybody on his team. So
his
he's a team
receivers
player.
dropped a lot of balls.
He said he had the fumble.
Scanling had the winning touchdown right there in his
on that
hands,
dive, yeah,
and dropped it. So
Yep.
Travis kind of tell Mahomes that hang in there too. You know what I mean? You got to help those receivers out. Show them the way.
And Travis, I mean, this is the second time you've written in about the last few weeks. So
He's mad.
I mean, we might have to put a cap on this if you keep emailing us. I mean,
wow. You can't be a multiple
well,
mad
it's
person.
a repeat offender. So I don't know.
Well,
maybe 3 strikes you're out. I don't know.
Maybe.
We've never ran into this yet.
But he's a multiplier too, which is we got to factor in too because we don't want everybody mad. So he's going through Taylor Swift
gotcha.
to all the Swifties, so we got to calm them down and give them some positive vibes.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't think about that. How it can affect other people and make them mad.
I don't want a bunch of teenage girls running around mad. That would be almost like the geese coming at you.
Yeah.
Right. It would be terrible.
I could only take on probably 1 Swiftie, maybe.
Right.
6 geese equals 1 Swiftie.
Help us out, Trav. Play better so we don't have angry teenagers running around.
He finishes off. Thanks. Sorry to bother you guys again. Love the show. Keep up the good work.
Thanks,
Travis.
Okay.
Do you have anything you're mad about today, Tony?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do share.
Well, it's bringing up my body aches and everything because I put our
your body's aching.
I put our Christmas lights up today.
Oh, you did.
And as a dad,
do you have a lot of Christmas lights?
It's you cover the front of the house with the lights, on the gutters and all that, and it's up and down the I love Christmas, and I would never let down the family because you know what I mean.
Right.
You put the lights up; it's part of the tradition,
part of the deal.
But man, it took me I was in the living room just kind of mentally getting prepared. It was like getting ready for a football game. Okay, I got to get all the lights out.
Did you do your stretches and calisthenics?
I didn't stretch.
No?
I probably should have.
Oh, you might have to get out on that roller over there.
Well, and then it's not just the physical part. It's the this light's out or I've learned
you gotta
early
expect
on
problems.
you better go out and buy 4 sets of lights, way more than you need because there's going to be electrical issues. There's going to be light bulbs out. So you steal them from the extras. I've learned.
Right, you go from one to the other,
yeah,
and then
you
that
work
becomes
smarter
your
and not
backup
harder.
strand for next year.
It's just a mental grind. You know what I mean? I could be that guy in the front yard that's just throwing lights around.
Right, like Clark Griswold.
Yeah.
Did you have any Clark Griswold moments today?
Close.
Really?
Oh, really close.
What?
Just when you're
losing it in the front yard,
and then you better test them. I learned that test them on the grass when you plug them all in.
Yeah,
don't put them up first. You know what I mean? I almost did that, and then I remembered
more trips up and down the ladder.
Okay. Yeah, you better test them out in the grass and do all that. So you young dads out there doing the Christmas light stuff, pay attention to the Trailside Dukes. We're gonna help you out.
Life lessons. That's what we're about here, right?
Buy some extras. And test them out on the grass, and then have your plan for putting them up. And
yep.
And then the ladder. You're fighting bushes. You're trying to it's a mental grind, Corey. Have you got your lights up?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what.
Okay.
My neighbor, if
he is Griswold.
Oh, I call him Clark all through the year.
Fun.
All year long because he has.
Does he pay somebody to do it?
No, he does it himself. Okay. He gets out there.
Okay.
He strings them up just like Clark does on his house, and we're kind of out near an airport. I mean, So, Ryan, if you're listening to this, like, the airports want their landing strip back because it's on your house.
That's a target.
Right? So, everybody knows. And he does a great job. He's got a ton of stuff out there. He's even got the leg lamp from the Christmas story.
Yes, I saw that.
He's got the leg lamp up there in the window.
Story.
It's
That's
great.
Awesome. He's got a sense of humor.
So he has way more than enough lights for our stretch of the street, but I'll be getting mine up soon.
Okay.
Yeah, but going back to the life lesson, I like some of those things, right?
Yeah, we're out for helping people.
Right. I test mine out in the garage before I put them up. It's
don't
somewhere
be mad.
where it's warm. I can see everything. If I need to change bulbs, I just do it right there at the workbench, and then I'm out there.
Yep.
So.
Yep, preparation is the key, just like any football game, Christmas lights.
Well, I'm sure they look great. You didn't turn them on for me when I came over to
No, they were on.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, you just didn't see
I
them.
didn't.
You were in your own head.
Sorry.
Yeah, you were focused on the
Sorry.
on getting ready for the. Oh, now you're making fun of Canadians. Okay, you're gonna make me mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else you're mad about besides me making fun of
no,
the way you say sorry?
That's what I would add in. You're making fun of sorry. Canadians are nice people. Captain Canada's gonna.
Oh, here we go. This X-Men Captain Canada thing. I don't know where this guy came from.
Don't mess around.
And we still got the boys in front of him.
Watch this.
Oh, no. See? Can't take down Dan Marino.
I guess you can't.
No, you can't.
I could not tackle Dan.
You cannot take out Dan the man.
Okay, he can take care of Bob and Doug
take
right here.
care of Favre
Bob
without
and Doug
no legs
fall down
Favre.
pretty easy.
Look at,
dude, I love
break
no legs
dancer.
Favre. Yeah, he does kind of break dance. Well, Corey, I don't know. You got anything else?
I don't really have anything I'm mad about. I got a good mountain bike ride in today during my lunch break. And
that's awesome. No crashes?
No crashes. So that's a victory. First time riding without my brace on my wrist. So
yeah. I took Jack up Canfield yesterday.
I saw that.
That's his first mountain bike ride up Canfield.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys went down cave and got a little muddy, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of mud.
But it's been really nice out, so it's cool to be able to get out there, get a little exercise. And I even stopped by the house today and showed you my new Trailside Dukes mountain bike jersey.
Dude, that is a sweet jersey.
You like it?
I took a couple pictures, so I hope we post them up here.
Okay.
And that is a sweet biking jersey.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a maiden voyage, so I thought I'd get it out there on a nice day. And
if people wanted to buy merch, where they go to?
They just go to the Trailside Dukes shop, and we have two links. There's actually two shops with a couple different things and varieties of shirts and hats and koozies and all sorts of different stuff. And we even have a bikini and a candle in there. So bikinis.
Settle down, Corey.
Dude, check out the bikinis, ladies, because there are about 20 different colors of straps to choose from. Strings, I don't know what the ties, I don't know what they call them. But anyways, go through there. There's 20 different colors. I know. Mind-boggling, right, Tony?
Okay.
So if you want to order anything.
You're turning red, by the way.
Check out the links. They're in the description. And you can go shopping.
Why not?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about it for today. I mean, that was a fun episode. I don't have anything else. Do you?
Over and out.
Over and out. All right.
Go Dukes.